Why won't you die?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 immortal villains in horror movies.
I am Dracula.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best horror villains with eternal life or who tend to come back to life. This includes villains who are immortal but who can be killed, such as Dracula. Which of these villains would you be most scared to encounter? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Malthus, the Conjuring franchise. While Annabelle is a creepy-looking doll on the outside, it's what's on the inside that truly makes her a terror. She's possessed by a vengeful demon known as Malthus, who is absolutely devilish both in appearance and temperament. With its horns, vicious teeth and claws, and glowering eyes, the soul-stealing Malthus is a terrible and terrifying presence who will stop at nothing to get its way. Even worse, Malthus is able to shapeshift and turn invisible, giving it even more opportunities to menace its victims and find new ones.
What do you need?
Your soul!
And you thought Chucky was bad enough.
You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
Number 9. Kayako Sayaki, the Ju-On franchise. Domestic strife led to the creation of one of the scariest horror villains of the 2000s. In both the original Japanese series and American remake, Kayako Sayaki's jealous husband kills his wife and their son, believing that Kayako had an affair with their son's teacher.
刑事さん。何かあったんですか?
Kayako does not rest in peace, killing her husband who, along with her and their son, soon haunts their home and anyone who dares step inside. Known in supernatural terms as an onyo, or vengeful spirit, the black-haired and pale Kayako has multiple means for tormenting victims. This goes as far as being able to use her hair as a stabbing weapon. Can you imagine all the lives that would have been saved through some marriage counseling? Number 8. Candyman, the Candyman franchise. We want to be careful about saying his name too many times because we don't want to end up like any of his victims.
Candyman, 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 Candyman. Candyman.
At first glance, Candyman looks like nothing more than a handsome, well-dressed man, but looks can be deceiving. And by the time you see the blood-stained hook where his right hand should be, it might be too late. What makes him such a great villain is his complexity. Murdered for his involvement in an interracial relationship, Candyman thrives off creating fear and belief in him.
Candyman!
No!
Candyman!
And with Tony Todd's fearsome yet seductive voice, it's hard to blame anyone for falling under his spell.
Do I know you?
No. But you doubted me.
We're avoiding mirrors for a while after watching any of these movies. Number 7. Sadako Yamamura / Samara Morgan, the Ring franchise. For years, videotapes were associated with entertainment, but the Ring series gave them a much more sinister aura.
Have you heard about this videotape that kills you when you watch it?
What kind of tape?
A tape. A regular tape. People run it, I don't know.
Like Kayako Sayaki, Sadako, or Samara in the American remake, is an onyo, seeking revenge for her brutal death. This leads to the creation of a videotape that kills viewers a week later. While the backstories vary across the different iterations, this character is consistently frightening, and her childlike appearance only makes her more unsettling. Possessing otherworldly powers in both life and the afterlife, she's a force that feels inescapable. Avoiding her is one thing, stopping her completely is quite another.
7 days.
Number 6. Death, the Final Destination franchise. How can a villain be so simple yet so complex? So familiar yet so mysterious? In the Final Destination franchise, characters' intuitions let them escape death, only to find it come back for them with a vengeance.
But what if it was our time? What if we were not meant to get off that plane? What if it still is our time?
Although death never manifests in a physical form, say as a guy in a black cloak with a scythe, its efforts do not go unnoticed. To stave off death, his subjects can become desperate, going as far as committing murder.
Oh, you let death have somebody else in your place, and then you take their spot in the realm of the living, all the days and years that they've yet to live.
There's no way to avoid the wrath of this villain, even in real life. But the fates of these characters are a special kind of disturbing.
It's all part of death's sadistic design, leading to the grave.
Number 5. Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th franchise. We were a lot less excited to go camping after learning about Jason Voorhees.
Jason belongs in hell. I'm gonna see he gets there.
The primary antagonist of the Friday the 13th series, Jason can be identified by his signature machete and hockey mask, which covers up his even more frightening face. As a child, Jason drowned at Camp Crystal Lake thanks to some inattentive counselors.
His name was Jason. I was working the day that it happened, preparing meals. Here, I was the cook. Jason should have been watched.
He continues to haunt the campgrounds, exacting revenge for the death of his beloved mother. The longer the series continues, the stronger Jason seems to become. Even when it seems like he's all but done for, Jason finds a way back. He even becomes a cyborg in one installment.
You guys might want to run.
We only have one plan for encountering Jason: run as fast as we possibly can. Number 4. Michael Myers, the Halloween franchise. Arguably the granddaddy of modern slasher villains, Michael Myers has plenty of tricks but not many treats up his sleeve. Committed to a psychiatric hospital at 6 years old after brutally murdering his sister, Michael escapes and returns to spread terror throughout his hometown of Haddonfield, Illinois and beyond.
Something good to eat. Trick or treat, trick or treat. Give me something good to eat.
By the end of the first movie, it's clear that Myers is something far scarier than just a knife-wielding maniac. Seemingly impervious to bullets, burning, and bludgeoning, Michael Myers has come to represent the unstoppable force that is evil. And like many real-life killers, there's no telling exactly why Myers is the way he is.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Number 3. Pinhead, the Hellraiser franchise. Creator Clive Barker has gone on the record as disliking the fan-adopted name for this horror icon. But Pinhead is a much catchier name than the Hell Priest or Lead Cenobite, right?
You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us.
A World War I veteran who joins the extra-dimensional Cenobites, Pinhead's intelligent and stoic characterization separates him from the mindless killing machines that populated 80s horror.
We have such sights to show you.
Pinhead's evil becomes more pronounced as the series continues, and his humanity becomes a more distant memory. While he's easier to reason with than someone like Jason Voorhees, Pinhead knows how to make his victims seriously hurt, often with a good set of chains. Whatever you want to call him, he's not someone to be messed with.
Thou shalt not bow down before any graven image.
Number 2. Dracula, the Dracula franchise. Count Dracula has been portrayed on screen more than 200 times in straight-up horror, comedies, live-action, animation, and different languages.
Ich könnte alles ändern. Kommen Sie zu mir und seien Sie meine Verbündete. Das wäre die Rettung für einen Mann.
At this point, fiction's most famous vampire feels as iconic as Santa Claus. But his legacy doesn't take away how frightening he is at the core. Bela Lugosi's portrayal of the Count in the 1931 film may be the most definitive.
My blood now flows through her veins.
But other great actors who have captured Dracula and his seductive charms include Christopher Lee and Gary Oldman. While Dracula is easier to kill than some of the other villains on this list, he's still someone we would never hope to encounter.
Aren't you drinking? I never drink. Why?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Freddy Krueger, the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The Springwood slasher made us afraid to fall asleep.
Did you sleep?
I'll sleep in study hall. I'd rather keep busy, you know.
Freddy Krueger was a terror to the children of Springwood, Ohio, whose vengeful parents burned him to death after he avoided punishment. And the scarred and metal-clawed Krueger soon came back as the scariest man to ever wear a striped sweater and fedora. When his victims fall asleep, Freddy comes out to play, with plenty of one-liners to go with his elaborate kills.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul, too!
Primarily played by Robert Englund, with gleeful malevolence, Freddy can have devastating effects on the real world as well as the dream one, and his shape-shifting abilities make him even scarier. We hope you're not watching this right before bed.
you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.